we are spending some time here at Erwin Healthcare Center. We are joined by their administrator. We have Jason Bennett here with us. And Jason, thanks so much for having us out.
Well, thank you for coming.
Well, first of all, let's start by talking a little bit about the history of this facility. I know the first secure memory care unit in East Tennessee.
Yes, we opened 41 years ago, coming up this year, and we were the first secured, meaning that we dealt with behaviors like elopement, people who like to, they call it wander. We don't call it wandering. Our residents have a purpose. We may not understand what that purpose is, but it's purposeful movement. It reminds me of the quote, "All those who wander are not lost." My residents aren't lost. They're looking for something. They're doing something. They're acting, enjoying their life, and just because we don't know where they're going doesn't mean that they are wandering.
And so I know you have a very purposeful day. And obviously when a family member is diagnosed with dementia, there's so many questions. It's an overwhelming diagnosis. I know for you, kind of walking that family through the process is really important.
Absolutely. Dementia doesn't just affect the person who has dementia. Actually, one of the cruelest tricks dementia has is that the person who is actually suffering dementia will eventually get to the point where they don't know or they don't care that they have dementia anymore, and they are truly living in the moment. But it's the family that has to deal with the fact that mom doesn't remember me anymore, or dad's calling me his brother, and I'm not uncle, you know.
Yeah.
Dementia is very difficult. No two people go through it the same way, and since we have an expertise here at Erwin Healthcare Center in dealing with these changes, we treat the family almost as much as we treat the resident. But one of the things that we let families know is that that diagnosis does not define that person. It doesn't limit their capabilities. They're pretty much the same person the day before they get the diagnosis as the day after they get the diagnosis. What that diagnosis lets us know is that there may need to be some modifications in what we do for those people.
And I know too, obviously there's the emotional, there's the care, there's also just all the paperwork, the financial that you can kind of help families navigate.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues that we see is people trying to navigate both the payer source, Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, as well as what the difference between a conservator is versus a power of attorney versus just the legal spouse, the legal rights of the spouse versus the legal rights of the kids. It is a very complex environment, and we try to take that and make it a little easier. Now, we can't do the paperwork for people, but we can kind of hold them by the hand and walk them through the process.
And I know you also have a special program for caregivers.
We have what's called respite care, where the person comes and they stay with us for a short term, just the usual, not the rehab and the high intensity stuff, but just we make sure they get the 3 hots, we make sure they got the cot, we make sure that they stay clean, that their clothes look decent, and they come and stay with us and basically give that caregiver a break for that week.
It's a special place.
Absolutely, it really is.
We're going to give everybody some information. If you would like to learn more, you have a family member who's recently been diagnosed with dementia, you can start by going to their website. It is erwinhealthcare.net. You can also stop by and visit them here in Erwin.